Hi guys, good to see you. My name's Alan Cameron. I'm in the UK. I'm a Soundtrap specialist and I'm looking forward to sharing something with you today. And we're going to kick off with a guitar MIDI loop, and we're going to do one or two things that you might find of interest and of help maybe in your teaching. So we're going to jump into the studio, click Enter Studio and select Music, and we're straight in, and I'm going to go to Loops. And I'm going to pick guitar, and I'm going to have a MIDI loop with one of my favorites. But before I do anything, I'm going to come to the bottom of the page, and I'm going to put this project into the key of C minor. So we're in the key of C minor, and when I select this guitar MIDI loop that I really like, it puts it straight into C minor, which is really cool. That's fantastic. It's great. I'm going to jump over and have a look at the effects, see if I want to alter the feel and the sound of the music. So we'll look at effects and we'll go to classic distortion, noise. That's quite nice in its own way. I don't want that. So I'm going to try something more gentle like flanger. And that's a nice warmer sound that suits the jazzy feel. So that's nice. But I'm going to take it out just now. We don't need that just now. If we want to add it in later, we can. So let's get a beat going here. So I'm going to click off guitar, and I'm going to go to drum. Now, there's my hearted drums that I really like. So this at once is ambidance. Have you heard the word ambidance before? I haven't until now, but I really like that word. It suits the sound. So I'm going to stop the music for a second and just speak to you for a moment. So we've got a MIDI guitar loop going on there with a drum audio loop, and they're working beautifully in sync. Tempo's at 95. If we want to adjust the tempo, we can easily do that. And I could just tap on here or select the number and confirm, and then we'll just keep it at 95 because it's sounding good. But we're also going to add a little track here as an improvisatory tool. I'm going to play a little bit of piano, and I'm looking forward to doing this because it's fun. So I'm talking without the music on so you can hear me a little more clearly. Add new track, I would select this, and then I've got various options across here. We've got voice and microphones, piano and keyboards, guitar and bass, etc. right round. I'm going to pick the piano and keyboards, and up pops piano. Now I can use my mouse play some notes, or I can use my QWERTY keypad. I'm using my QWERTY keypad, which I've been having a little practice at as well. But it's obviously easier to use a music keyboard, which is USB connected. And it's great because the latency on this is virtually zero and not noticeable. So I'm going to click off that for a second and play the track and improvise around the key of C minor. Now in the key of C minor, if you're not familiar with what notes you might use in improvising, if you use the notes C, F, and G as your three kind of key notes, you're not going to be far wrong. But you might want to think of using C, D, E flat, F, G as the main notes that you use. It's a bit like C major, but instead of an E, you'd play an E flat, and you could improvise around those. I'm also going to be using probably an A flat and a B flat some of the time. So here we go. Back to the beginning. I could count myself in with a metronome, but at the moment I'm just going to fire straight in. And you'll see there's a countdown, which is silent, and I can see it, and I'll play when it's ready. Okay, so we can see the MIDI data there. I'll just select that and we can have a good look at it, expand it a little so we can see more clearly. Back to the beginning here. Now let's just play that and have a look at it. Okay, and if we want to see the whole thing, I'll just compact it a little bit and we can see the whole shape of the piece. So if we want to change the sound, we would just go to piano icon here and then come right into the instrument presets and come across from keyboards to pianos to a variety across here. And an instrument that I like for this kind of music is like a 70s Fender Rhodes sound. This is nice for jazz or warm Rhodes or warm upright piano, but I'm going to click on Rhodes here. And it loads very, very quickly. And it would be nice with a little bit of reverb on it. And then we can have a listen and see what that sounds like. Okay, so we're building our track. Now I'm going to mute this track because it's going to get in the way of what I want to do next. So I've muted that, and in actual fact, I'm going to mute the drum loop as well. Because what's missing from this piece at the moment is really a bass guitar or a bass line. So we're going to add a bass instrument, and add new track, I'm going to go to guitar and bass. So pops up a mountain top lead, which I don't want at the moment. I'm going to come across to bass electric, and I've got a variety of excellent electric basses. So I'm going to pick clean electric at the moment for working with. And I'm going to see what that sounds like. Good, I like that. Okay, give it a slight touch of reverb as well. There we go. Right, now the next thing I'm going to do, and this is a trick and a tip. It's a trick and a tip that works really quite easily and well. I'm going to select and copy the guitar, the guitar MIDI part, and this is the benefit of it being MIDI. I'm going to select it. I could do Command C, and then I'm going to move my playhead to here where I want to place it, and I'm going to put it down in the bass guitar. So I'm going to go Command V. So I've done Command V and I pulled the whole thing down. So basically we've got a big muddy mess of bass, and that's not going to sound terribly great. So what I'm going to do is double click on here and then start to grab all the notes. And the shadow region here over here will just do exactly the same thing, of course, at the moment. So what I'm going to do now also is I'm going to see if I can grab this top piece. Got too many things happening. Give myself a little bit of space. I'm just going to minimize that. So we're just working with this looping around the first 4 bars. Okay. So we're looping around the first 4 bars. Now I'm going to take out this note here. Now you'll see that this is the first bass note from the loop, and it's an A flat. I'm going to tidy up a little more and get rid of some more notes. Basically, we want to keep the bottom notes and only the bottom notes. I'll pull this up to see what we've got, and of course, we've got 1 or 2 that we don't need here, and a couple here that we don't need. Right. So we've now got a very basic bass line. And I'm going to pull this A flat down an octave, down to the A flat. There. Now, I could have grabbed all the other notes, but I'm going to grab them all now and pull them down an octave. So here we go. This is an F, down an octave. Okay. Now what we'll do is we'll have a little listen. So that's quite effective, but of course it's a bit wooden and it's not stylistically very interesting. What I'm going to do is I'm going to draw in a passing note. So I'm going to take the pencil, I'm going to come across here and draw in a G. Let's try with the guitar, see what it sounds like. And then the drums. Back to the Rhodes. So let's listen to what we've got. So we've got a bass line, taken from the MIDI guitar at the top. We've got a very simple drum loop, and we've changed the keyboard solo part, and we've put an effect on it, and we've got a nice walking bass line here. So here we go. See what you think. And that can be the start of our piece, the start of a masterpiece that becomes something quite special. So thanks for listening. Best of luck with it.